Well, enough from me. So I invited some of my colleagues to elaborate top topics to you. One good example of this year is to smartly grow Laos and Nesttrade, where we have more than 30% profit margin. Sonny, so how do you make sure we will win in those areas?
Thank you, David. You know, it was just a few quarters ago when Laos was under severe financial crisis. Inflation peaked, basic goods more than doubled in price, and our sellout really dropped by 60%. Fuel supply also became so limited, forcing distributor operations to almost stop. But with our team's steady perseverance led by Kunju, we are happy to share with you today that our sales have steadily recovered, and we are now back at a very healthy 45 days. So this year, knowing that delivering profit is a priority, we have already implemented all our price increases in Q1. And just as I shared with you earlier, we really believe we made the right move, as you've seen in the sell-out growth that we have consistently shown in the last few quarters. So for H2, we will continue to make sure that we focus on this momentum, strengthening on the basics and developing new profitable opportunities in the market. We will strengthen our efforts to stand out in the trade by executing our must-list distribution and visibility program. You know, for the first time ever, we actually did a mapping of the Laos store universe, giving us a better understanding of our channels, and then by the end of 2023, we will execute in 4,000 winning stores. Laos Q3 has always been a very challenging period because of different calamities. You know, there's huge floods in Laos. And this year, we have established stronger and strategically located sub-distributors and wholesalers to make ourselves more calamity-proof. With 19 partners, we will be more assured of continuity of operations and supply. Lastly, for Laos, we will continue our focused efforts for incremental business in the market. And with the BU's help, Maggie in particular, we have now kick-started a program for 12,000 restaurants and street vendors, unlocking opportunities not just for Maggie, but for the other grocery SKUs as well. Now let me talk about Nesttrade. Just like Laos, Nesttrade has always been accretive to the company's profit over the years. But lately, with a constant increase in costs across the value chain, this goal has really been under pressure. It also does not help that in the past, Nesttrade has been overly dependent in just one SKU. Over the last year, changing this overdependence has really been the focus of Kun Erk and the Nesttrade team. With purposeful collaboration with our distributor and trade partners, you know, we have transformed this coffee portfolio to a more balanced and a more profitable one, definitely. Nescafe Gold Korea, which used to contribute 85% of the business, has now gone down to just 60%. That means 40% now comes from the more premium SKUs that give us the higher profit margins too. For H2, we will continue on protecting profitability as well as develop incremental business opportunities in the market. You know, unfortunately, there is no running away from more price increases. But now with a more developed and balanced portfolio, we can be more strategic in our implementation. We can be more aggressive in the super premium segments, and we can be less so or more competitive in the mainstream premium line. We will continue to push to maintain competitiveness with different promotions across the range, and that means going aggressive both on and offline. You know, with well-timed promotions, we have seen a good recovery of market shares, not just for Nesttrade, but for the total Nescafe premium coffee as well. Lastly, we will now need to develop new businesses beyond coffee, as well as recover our markets beyond Thailand. With the support from the Nesttrade BGS team, we will kickstart the process on prospecting for new opportunities outside the current categories we now serve. We also have to find ways to make sure that Myanmar and Cambodia will have to find their way and make their recovery, just like in the pre-pandemic days. Deborah?
Great. Thank you, Sonny. It was well done. On the other side, we have a strong sales